Rock Antenne here with Papa Roach. Yeah, Jerry and Jacoby here in our studio. Welcome, you guys.
Thanks
you for taking the time.
Yes.
Driving in my very nice Mustang.
That's right. Love it.
Love it. I was stoked. I could sit in the front seat, and I was like, my hair almost touched top. It's good.
Jerry, you had the bad seat, but I'm sorry, you know.
It's okay. I just lean a little bit.
That's why I stayed in the front.
Imagine I'm looking cool in the back.
Yeah. I didn't want my hair to be messed up for the interview, so I had to sit in the front.
Yeah, I hope that's a welcome change to going on the tour bus, which you guys do now all the time.
Yeah.
Well, first we got to talk to, you know, I had one question because just I think last week it was that we learned that Frank Carter is not going to be on a tour here on this section of the tour. Like, it came as a surprise.
Yeah, like 2 days before the tour starts, so I was like,
did he talk to you guys before? Did he go like, hey, you guys, look? You know.
Yeah, I chatted with him online.
Right.
Yeah, text back and forth between he and I. And, you know, for me, I understand the darkness and the demons and the struggles of life. And he's going through it right now. And so I had nothing but, you know, positive things to say to him, because it's like, I understand that darkness, and when you just need to take a minute for yourself and collect your life and pull it all back together into focus.
Yeah.
And being on the road sometimes isn't necessarily the place to be able to do that. And, you know, because the touring life is not always easy, and you can get lost in the darkness out here. So if your head's not right, then it's not really the right place to be. So we definitely honor him in his request to bail off. We would have loved to have him on tour, because what a ripping force.
Yeah. It's true. Are you guys, you know, you've been on tour forever and ever and a day. It seems like your tour never stops, right? But do you actually feel differences between tours, except for a new material that you present, or is it all just the same when you go out?
I wouldn't say it's all the same, but I mean, when someone comes and says, "Hey, you remember that show that whatever?" We go, "No."
This one feels fresh, though.
Yeah.
I think, you know, just where we're at in our career, you know, we're a career band now. And
now? What do you mean now?
Just this tour is.
You know what I'm saying? I guess it's settling in for me, you know? It's like, this is like, you know, we look back and I look at different eras of Papa Roach. It's like, I look back, not only, you know, 8 years back, and I'm like, oh man, look at our image and our sound back then. But then I look 17 years back, and then I look 20 years and 20 plus years back. And but it just feels really good where we're at right now, because it's, you know, we're doing a headlining tour, playing a headlining set. It's got a really cool ebb and flow to it, and I don't know, it just feels like we settled into like really being a badass rock band finally. I could say it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not ashamed to say that. Like, our live show is badass right now.
Yeah, what were you before? Mediocre?
I don't know, just always trying to prove ourselves, you know? I just feel like there's a different level of confidence, I think, and I think a lot of that has to do with the new material as well.
All right. But then again, funny thing is, because you said, you know, there's different stages of Papa Roach and different time periods. You guys, from, you know, almost like every record on, I feel or I see that you guys try to reinvent yourself without changing too much, though, and still be yourself, but do something new.
You said it.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised myself, but is that something you have to do? Or does it just come, you know, accidentally, randomly? You're like, well, let's do this, let's try this. This sounds good, this feels good for this record. And then something else for the other record. Or you go like, no, we gotta change. You know, we cannot stop, we cannot.
That's just what we do.
Okay.
You know, we know that we're gonna do it. We always like to try new things, experiment, you know. This time it was, the idea was work with different producers.
Mm.
Younger producers, not necessarily in the rock world, to push us out into new territory. And then, you know, the idea was, if it gets way too far out there, we know what to do to bring it back, to reel it back in, to sound more like Papa Roach.
Aren't you guys afraid to do something like that? You go like, oh no, this could, like, you know, disturb fans or whatever.
Not in the studio. That's the experimentation time, you know. And we know, like, we know what we want to hear, but we also know what our fans want out of our band as well. And so it's just that delicate balance of, you know, trying to create something that we feel, if we love it first and foremost, we really believe our fans will love it. And we've never been known as the band that's super self-indulgent. Yeah. You know, like, oh, one record, we're just gonna go, we just want this one to be our art record and go avant-garde. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't have an interest in that. I wanna make big stadium rock, big wild rock, you know, music that moves people, that makes people think something, feel something, wanna dance, wanna be introspective. You know, like, I just feel like music should be that. And so, I don't know, like Jerry said, it's like if it gets too far out there, we reel it in before we release the record.
All right. Well, you got Crooked Teeth out, and is there something wrong in America right now? Obviously there is. And how much do you guys, you know, lean into this topic when you went and did this record? I mean, you got, you know, the political issue, you got everything attached to it. How deep can you go into this topic?
Well, P. Roach, we've always been a band that speaks our truth, and our music is always a reflection of what's going on in our personal lives, but also what's going on in the world. Yeah. And you know, obviously, in America, the political shit show is on fire, and it's just, it's laughable. You know, honestly, like the way that I see my political attachment to America is that, like, I really have none. Really, my focus on music and the way that I approach the world is, first and foremost, I'm a soul. Second, I'm a human being. You know what I mean? And like, this is a human experience on planet Earth. You know what I mean? It's not that, I mean, yes, I am from America. I pay taxes in America, blah, blah, blah. But really, it's just to keep me out of jail. You know what I'm saying? But you know, as far as that political scene goes, yeah, we were making the record as the election was happening and the debates was going on, and I'm just watching this shit going, oh man, Bernie Sanders is pretty dope, dude. I like this socialist Jewish guy over here. You know, he's kind of like Jesus. I like that socialist Jew. I'm down.
It's like Jesus, just older.
Yeah. No, but you know, it's a shit show, so yes, I'm definitely not impressed, and it's kind of embarrassing, but at the end of the day, like, we're on the good side. We play rock and roll. We play music that brings people together. Our music transcends borders, walls that they're trying to build. You know what I'm saying? Like, music is a beautiful thing, and we're part of that, and so, you know, it's frustrating to see what's going down, but also it's like, what can our part be?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do you guys have the burden to be a role model?
To my kids, yes.
Yeah.
Which never works, you know.
Don't do what Dad did.
Yeah, but you know, for your fans, you know, there's younger people coming and go like, what do you tell them? You got to tell them the right thing, probably, whatever the right thing is.
Well, I mean, Jacoby's never been one to really like preach anything, you know, and I think this record strikes a good balance between making a statement, but not saying, you know, F this or, you know, whatever. It's just kind of like getting his feelings out and, you know, making a badass song in the process of it. So, yeah, but not too preachy, you know?
Yeah, I think as far as being a role model, you know, it's like, I never thought that people would really look up to us or me as an individual or whatnot, like through music, until like probably when we made our record Getting Away with Murder, I started to realize that like all these people were coming to us just going, man, like, you know, your first record Infest and Love, Hate, Tragedy, and now this album, and you're just speaking so much of your truth. Like, I just identify with so much of what's going on with you. And for me, that was kind of an awakening moment, you know, and I didn't want to have that responsibility, and so I just drank more booze and partied my ass off. And then, you know, as I became
Nicky Six,
as my kids got older and stuff, and I started to realize, like, wow, this music really can influence people and inspire people. Like, that's a beautiful thing, but, you know, am I going to take the responsibility of it? You know, like, am I the role model? No, like, I'm a human being in this whole crazy ass matrix trying to find some peace and some sanity in it, you know?
All right. Yeah, but basically, how's the tour going?
Tour's great. It's really good, yeah. We're super stoked. The fans have been, you know, singing along and going nuts, and I really love the set that we have right now.
There's one thing I noticed, because I was flipping through the set list. You have to come prepared to the show. I'm sorry. That's good.
Sorry. Just trying to be intellectual in the intellectual chair.
You play a cover version. I'm not going to.
Don't tell him.
It's short, but you have like a goddamn back catalog from hell. Why do you have to play a cover version? Then
it's like
we don't have to, but it's just it's a nice surprise to the crowd. It's a way to get them out of the Papa Roach world for a second, but also jumping and dancing, and it's just cool, I think.
Yeah, we've never really been the band to do been known for the covers, and so I think it's been kind of fun lately, just throwing one in here and there.
All right, cool. You guys been on tour for some time now, and whenever I see Jerry on tour, he's like the most well-dressed person, and from the hairdo down to his toes.
Don't fuck with him.
Like, how do you keep up your appearance during this?
Oh, you should have seen me 10 minutes ago. It was just like
he cleans up well.
All right. So, what's going to be in the next future? What's going to be happening in the not too distant future for you guys? Just touring.
We're going to finish up this tour. We're going to take a little bit break on the holidays. I think we have like a 2-week run in America. Then we're going to go out next year with some younger bands in America, and we're trying to kind of evolve our career in America and get to that younger fan base, because Europe is like, oh, I love it, man. We got kids from 15 to 25 to adults that are 50 years old listening to Papa Roach. And so we're going to young it up in America, and at some point get back in the studio. We already started our next record. We got like 5 songs written.
Do you play one tonight?
We actually play a snippet of a new song.
Okay.
Yeah, and so for us, it's just always about pushing it and seeing where we could take it. And so lots of touring, lots of recording.
Yeah.
Being dads.
Shooting music videos.
That's the not too distant future. But what do you think Papa Roach is going to look like in the future, like in the way ahead? What do you guys have?
Just more wrinkles.
In mind?
Still good looking, just a few more wrinkles.
Can you do this forever? Tour?
No.
Not forever.
No.
But
maybe till like 60. I'm 60 maybe. I don't know. Mick Jagger's pointing the fingers, mate.
Because it's funny, because you guys, as for me, when you guys started, you were the young and raunchy band, and like wild and everything, you had this whole element of youth. But then again, it's 17 years later for our business, and then I feel like you guys still have to be the young and wild and ferocious, active dynamite.
That's kind of
dudes.
That's what's inside me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what's natural, It's like, honestly, to like slow down the show and play some mellower songs has been a challenge. Because I'm like, I just want to fucking go off the whole time. And Tobin's like, man, we got to like have this like balance and ebb and flow in the show. And finally, kind of when I let go of the reins and followed that lead, they were like, just grab a mic stand and sing a couple songs with a mic stand. I'm like, fuck no. I finally did on this tour, and like, I understand it now. I'm like, oh, it's cool to have that like dip in the show where it gets mellow, and then we bring it back and go wild again, and then bring it back down one more time, and then pop it off, It's very essentially kind of it's got a bit more of a cinematic flow to the way that the set goes, and I think that just comes with learning and trying new things. But yeah, I still want to fucking crack off the hinges and be explosive. That's just in my nature, So
good.
The guys are just like, slow down a little bit, dude. I'm like, no, let's go.
You said, we talked about all the different stages. Papa Roach. Is there one thing that you regret looking back? I go like, oh, we should have done this differently. And it was not so good. Anything?
I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of shit.
Yeah, but
you got time?
Roll it.
We were terrible businessmen.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Just on the money front, we were just so wasteful and just did not pay attention. We were getting ripped off by a lot of people around us.
Oh, okay.
You know, that kind of shit.
Okay, okay.
I'm like, that was kind of fucked up. You know,
Is it any better now?
our business manager is in prison right now. Our ex-business manager is in prison right now for embezzling millions of dollars from his clients. You know, so it's like...
There's one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's all right,
But,
though.
you know, we're still doing it, you know. We're still, there's lots of bands who aren't doing it. We could have been one of those, but we're here.
Yeah, everybody makes mistakes, you know. I think about, you know...
We do this on a daily basis.
Yeah, our businessman that's doing time in prison, like, you know, I could be all hateful towards him, but it's like he was going through his own struggle, and that was his weakness, you know what I mean? And so...
Cocaine?
all that stuff. I mean, hey, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
You know? I've done it a couple times. I don't know. Yeah.
1 or 2.
Maybe like 5. No more for me.
So, but you guys, you know, your kids still are able to drive Porsches now. So you guys are good now. You're still.
No, none of my kids drive right now. Don't fucking stress me out. Fuck.
It's gonna come.
Yeah, I know, in like a year. And he won't be driving a fucking Porsche. I'll tell you that. He can be driving a beat up ass little, just podunk beat ass car. That's what I drove. You know what I'm saying? Go, just drive that first. We'll see if you can take responsibility for that first. Then get a job.
Yeah, that's see. You know, this is when the rock and roller becomes more conservative. It's all
Well, and I always been that, man. Like when I grew up, like I was the kid at 15 years old that had a job. You know what I mean? So I was not like
import export.
I was just, you know, I worked hard for what I got. I think that carried over into Papa Roach.
All right, good. Famous last words, you guys? Because I can't think of any. Why am I?
See you next time.
That's good. Let's do this.
Had to go deep in there for that.
I know. That's hard. I can't think of any better. That's cool.
Nope. See you later. See you tonight.
Deuces.
Beat it.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Rockantenne, der beste Rock nonstop.